Some new developments in the federal trial of the three former Minneapolis police officers who are accused of violating George Floyd's civil rights. All three of those defendants, Tou Thao, J. Alexander King, and Thomas Lane, have told the court that they plan to testify. Now, this comes after the prosecution rested its case in chief on Monday after calling more than 20 witnesses to the stand. The defense scheduled to begin its case today. All three men are accused of violating Floyd's civil rights back in May of 2020 when former officer Derek Chauvin pressed his knee onto George Floyd's neck for 9.5 minutes. All right, Okay, I'm going to bring in Jack Rice here to chat a little bit about this case and the decision of all three of these defendants to give testimony. Jack, what do you think about that, please?
No, I can tell you, I've been thinking about this case a lot. I'm in St. Paul. My offices are in St. Paul, just down the street from the federal courthouse. I live 10 blocks from where George Floyd died at the time. And so all of those issues are something we've been thinking about here. And I know most every single player in the room. What I can tell you is it makes complete sense for former Officer Lane to testify. He's the officer who said, shouldn't we turn him over twice? He's the officer who called paramedics. He's the officer who helped with CPR. He's the one who can turn around and say, hold on, I did everything I could do, and I was on the force for a grand total of like 4 days. You need him to testify. The problem with the two others is they have some more precarious pieces here, in particular Tou Thao, because Tou Thao actually has a situation where there was a lawsuit back in 2017 for an excessive use of force. And so all of a sudden what you get is he has a history of this. He has experience on the force, and he actually violated some of the issues and some of the things that he should have done. Those other two officers have some exposure here, so that's a bit more of a risk on their side. But you know what? They've got to be able to take the stand, look at the jury, and say, it wasn't me, it was Derek Chauvin.
Right, Jack. And as you were talking, I was getting another update coming in just as I was bringing you into the conversation, as you were sharing all of your insight with our viewers. So we have confirmed that Officer Tou Thao was the first one to take the stand. So he has at least begun his testimony today. And some of what he shared was that he told the court that it wasn't unusual for cadets to use their knees in their different handcuffing training that they would do, and that he was never corrected for it. So we know that the way in which they were restraining George Floyd obviously is under the microscope here. And we're talking about the civil rights violation, and apparently he's talking a lot about the academy training that he underwent and how it included these handcuffing drills in which knees were able to be used. So a little more detail being added. We're going to squeeze in a break and keep our eyes on that case and the one in Florida. Time for a quick break right now because we're nearing the top of the hour. Thank you for being with us here on Court TV Live.